Welcome to TradingLounge and the European Indices for Thursday, November 18. And with the Stock 50 here, we're looking at, from wave 4 here, we're looking at wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and going up for wave 5. I think, however, I may need to adjust the wave count to put this blue wave 4 where this green wave 4 is here in line with the S&P and the NASI. So just letting you know that. So I'll probably give that some more consideration and possibly change that. Not that it makes a lot of difference to our structure to the upside here, but where are we now? We're on 4 hour. Let's go to 1 hour. So picking it up from this green wave 4 here. In this leg we've got a few positions and we can look to add again on the 4-4. We can see this pulling back down, so we should see that push up. So 3, 4 and 5 continuing to the upside there. Now with the S&P we've extended things out a little bit, so in me adjusting this particular structure here, I may have to adjust this as well, because if I just look at the S&P for a moment, if that's okay. Where are we here with the S&P here? So if I just go to just change this first, we don't want a whole heap of data. So what we're looking at here with this blue wave 4 here, we've been counting this up, but we're changing it to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave 1 and 2. Now when you think about it, if that is correct, then just, yeah, I mean if it's correct, then we'd be looking at a wave 3 up here that will be longer than, well, that wave 3 could take us all the way up to the 48, close to that, somewhere up here. I mean, I'd always been looking to go to the 48, but it's just nice that we can look at it like this. So, yeah, so this blue wave 4 is, in a nutshell, really where this is here. So this is why we may change this to a blue wave 4. But, you know, in this case, the way that I've got it counted so far is that we end up here at 45 here, or even up here further, whatever. But if we follow the S&P count, we're going to have a further extension to the upside here. Anyway, food for thought, and we'll need to consider that a bit more. So it's the same for the DAX here as well. We may need to change this as well, so I'll extend all of this out to a third wave over here. That means that if I copy this and put this here, yeah, I just need to rearrange this a little bit, but it means that all of this here may just be wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, pushing it higher. I think we've done a pretty good job so far of you know, calling the low in, looking for the first impulse wave and putting trades all the way through here, all the way up. And we've adjusted the count a few times on the way up, but yeah, I may just have to adjust it again. But anyway, just shooting the breeze. So, yeah, so from this wave 4, we've had wave 3 with wave 4 here and wave 1 and 2 here. And this is kind of why I want to, or another reason rather, that I want to up the wave count degree of structures, because, where are we here? Let me just focus for a second. Because this wave 3 that I'm putting in here for this size of trend here is probably not the case. So I think I need to lift all of these up 1 degree of structure, you know. This wave 4 can pull back to this wave 4. If indeed that's finished, which it probably is, because of that doesn't look finished, that move up there, but the size of that correction sort of tells me that little move is finished. So yeah, we could pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree in a way, or something sort of close to that. There's always some sort of thing going across that we could look at, even sharpen that up a little bit. Probably better off on this wave 1 and 2 actually, but yeah, anyway, that's all just all fascinating stuff, but yeah, so yeah, that's sort of it really. So the other, getting back on track here to the actual market here, we should expect a classic trading levels pattern across this level here. I don't know if that's, if that wave 4 can just go in there. That might be the reaction from this level. Hasn't really touched on it though. But if that shoots up there, right, then that will be the first high above the level. And then we'll wait for that ABC pattern here. And then we can also look to add to this position over here. And we should have a pretty good straight run up to the 16,500 at that point. Getting support on top of 3 is a little bit time consuming. More like what's happened in wave 1 here, across the 100 here. That would be kind of typical for a wave, for this across here. So yeah, just be a little bit patient on that, to sort of get it right, and don't overtrade in your first one in case you get that wrong and you want to stay in the market, because you definitely want to stay in because the trend is trending higher. Alrighty, the FTSE. Now I've had to revisit the FTSE. So this is just a 2-hour chart, and it's from this low here of the 7,000 here. So we've got wave 1 here and 2 here. So I was just considering this count as one. It doesn't matter where that wave 1 goes, it's a little bit tricky in here. We still end up with wave 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, ABC for 4 here, and up for 5 for wave 3. And then in a sort of odd sort of googly way, 1 and 2 here, 3 and 4 and 5 here for the 5th of the 3rd. So it's sort of completely different than the other markets, but we know that the FTSE is different. The FTSE is more like the Australian market. Well, this FTSE is doing better than the Australian market at the moment, but I mean they're the same because they started their wave 4s finished their wave 4s at the same time. Look, if this count is correct, and I feel okay about this, then we can be looking back into this space here, which is the 7,225 sort of area. So yeah, and in that, this is not finished to the downside, so this has got more to come down here yet. So we'll pick this up tomorrow, and we'll look for Thursday being a bearish day and Friday being the bullish day, and hopefully we can build in on the Friday for this. We'll find a way in. The other point here too is obviously we've got 3 here, 72. So that will probably become 72.50 will probably become the support for that. But we'll count this down here tomorrow, and we'll look for the turn, and we'll look for a way back in. But obviously we're at the top of group 1 here, so we would need support need a little classic trading levels pattern sitting on at the top of the 300 here before we could go long. If you're trend trading, that is, the US markets and the European markets are still to the upside, so this can do this and then catch up. So I'll leave it at that. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in.